What's going on YouTube? You know what I'm saying? This your boy Swisher coming back at you again, you know what I'm saying? With my texting thoughts, you know what I'm saying? In my last video, I was talking about how Houston should go out and get Ricky Seals Jones, because I feel he could be Mike Williams 2.0 for Deshaun Watson. I also mentioned that, we should go out and get Dan Skipper as an unrestricted free agent just because he adds, for one, he's 6'10", like I said, he's 6'10", and he adds depth to a position of need, you know what I'm saying? And in my personal opinion, Dan Skipper's not all that bad. I would focus more on his functional core strength. You know what I'm saying? I would definitely focus on making him a more powerful man. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, the measurables that he has to work with is hard to, sniff at. Like I said, he's 6'10", 315. Keynote 6'10". This dude is a fucking tower. You know how hard it would be, like I said, these are the analytics that I'm looking at here. You know how hard it would, like how physical of a player you have to be on the defensive side of the ball to set an edge against this kind of dude. Like these, and I don't get paid to do this. I know I'm not a professional. I know, I may have met professionals or whatnot, but that don't make me a professional. You know what I'm saying? But I will say this. I love the game of football, man. And I do these YouTube videos to spread my knowledge, you know what I'm saying? And to, hopefully, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to say hopefully because the last few years, you know what I'm saying? And I wish I would have, took the screenshots of when I made the comments and everything on NFL.com, but man, and I'm not tooting my own horn when I say this, but the Houston Texans have been listening to me the last 4 years. You know what I'm saying? No. Whatever the draft when they got McKinney, that's when it really started. You know what I'm saying? I was the year 14. You know what I'm saying? Because it was unanimous, you know what I'm saying? They were going to get cloned, you know what I'm saying? You don't need a rocket science and a hammer to figure that out, you know what I'm saying? But I was all over NFL.com, you know what I'm saying? When in the second round, I was saying, shit, you got to trade up to get him because Bernard McKinney is a tackling machine. I remember posting that shit on NFL.com, and what ended up happening? We traded up and we got him. You know what I'm saying? Last year, everybody, you know what I'm saying, it was one of those unanimous things, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody else was thinking we was going to go Corey Coleman, and I was like, nah, it's going to be Will Fuller. You know what I'm saying? And again, it wasn't really that hard to debate, you know what I'm saying? But, I mean, like I said, moving further along into that draft, I was very high on DJ Reader. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I had started my YouTube, you know what I'm saying? I don't think I had started my YouTube channel yet. You know what I'm saying? But I was still all over NFL.com, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, DJ Reader is this kid is who you want on your team. Braxton Miller, another guy that you want on your team. They went out and traded for Miller, and they acquired the other dude. I can't believe I forgot his name just that damn fast. I need some damn weed in my life. Whew. You know what I'm saying? But we're moving right along. You know what I'm saying? Now, I also mentioned the fact that, bringing in a guy like LeGarrette Blount. Now, why bring in a guy like LeGarrette Blount? Okay, let's start here. He knows the New England system, so if there is any familiarity, he's gonna pick it up and he's gonna, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna pick it up and he's gonna be able to, he gonna be LeGarrette Blount. You know what I'm saying? Now I don't see him hitting 18 rushing touchdowns like how he did in New England because he won't be the primary back. But what this move does, it helps Deontay Foreman, and he wouldn't even know it because, sorry about that. You know, reason why it helps Deontay Foreman because, like I said, to me, I see the same similar style with those two. I personally think Deontay is faster. You know what I'm saying? Because even though he didn't do it at the combine, at his pro day, he ran like a 4.45. You at 230, you can't snip at that. And in the pros, I can see him getting down about 225. And being that he'll be like that dude from the Falcons. You know what I'm saying? That's who he reminds me of. But yeah, like I said, bringing in LeGarrette Blount, it'll truly solidify the running back position. And like I said, if you're really looking forward to having Deshaun Watson play, or say if he does, I'm not going to say if you're looking forward to him to play, because I don't want nothing to be handed to this kid. I want him to go out and earn everything that he gets. You know what I'm saying? So if he gets the job, he earned it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is on that. That's just my thing. That's one thing that I didn't like about the Brock situation. He got paid and he was handed the job. He didn't have to worry jack shit for that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what, that's what led to the results that happened on the field last year. But that's behind us. We moving on from that. Like I said, moving forward, LeGarrette Blount would definitely help Lamar Miller. He would definitely help Deontay Foreman. And most importantly, if he takes the job, he helps Deshaun Watson. Now, how does he help? Like I said, most teams have their scat back and their power back. In our situation, we would have two scat backs and two power backs. You know what I'm saying? And that would be the ultimate change of pace. You know what I'm saying? Right there. Like I said, when you in this offseason, I would be working with Lamar Miller on as far as his route running. You know what I'm saying? That's all. I mean, of course, you know what I'm saying, in passing situations, you're looking to Blount or Foreman, you know what I'm saying, because they're obviously heavier dudes, you know what I'm saying? That translates better to pass protection, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, when you think about it, Deontay Foreman, just like LeGarrette Blount, he breaks a lot of arm tackles, you know what I'm saying? And in this league, like I said, the thing that I love about those two dudes is when you think they're going down, they don't go down. They just churn. It's like they get that one extra push while falling, you know what I'm saying, because of their forward momentum and whatnot. And they somehow gain that extra yard or two or three maybe, you know what I'm saying, that's needed to get a first down. And like I said, when you look at New England's system, it's a advanced college system, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? It's an advanced college system mixed with a huge dose of the power run game. You know what I'm saying? Basically, the perfect system, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, when you look at the college scene, you see how many points these people are putting up week in and week out. You know what I'm saying? And Bill Belichick has said, if I take this college system and put it into the pros, if I get a guy like Rob Gronkowski that, is a dominant mismatch nightmare, you know what I'm saying? Now you can, like I said, when you got a guy like Gronk as a tight end, you really can run these spread systems and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, when you're in a spread offense, of course you're in the shotgun, you know what I'm saying? You're not in the center, you know what I'm saying? Let's start there. Moving on from that, like I said, when you're in a shotgun, you tend to see more of the field than you would under center, I personally know that. I didn't play quarterback for long, but you know, just in my brief time doing it, I was the athletic quarterback. You know, I wasn't a thrower of the football. I was that run past you and be like, made you miss. You know what I'm saying? But you know, that's besides the point. You know, back to these Texans. Like I said, you know, with Lamar Miller, man, I can see him, especially with the new offensive line additions, moves that we've made in the draft. Like I said, if we can go and get Dan Skipper, you know, he don't even need to see the field this year. I would personally just sit him behind Dwayne Brown and let him learn. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, at 6'10", it's gonna be hard to set an edge. You would have to literally have J.J. Watt like ability and raw power to just, you know, to set an edge. Now I get it. Myles Garrett whipped his ass in college, but that was college. You know what I'm saying? When you get to the pros and you learn how to be a pro, the game of football changes. And where you may have dominated a guy in college, that guy may dominate you in the pros. It's just the law. It's just the land of the law. You know what I'm saying? The nature of the beast. That's just how it goes sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, you know, that's what Houston needs to do now. Like I said in my last, I don't think I mentioned in my last video. If I did, I'm just gonna recap on it. With Bucky Hodges, you know what I'm saying? I'm hoping that, you know, he either ends up on the Vikings practice squad so that we could sign him off of there, or, you know what I'm saying? And this is a long shot because I doubt it. But hell, I'm hoping he don't pan out. You know what I'm saying? Because where you don't see in one place, you can succeed somewhere else. The National Football League has proven that. And like I said in my last fucking video, the Texans are the epitome of that shit. You know what I'm saying? When you leave the Texans, odds are you probably gonna go and win you a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? That's fucked up. God damn it, quit. You know what I'm saying? I'm blaming as much praise as I've been giving Rick Smith, you know, for the draft and whatnot. Shout out to your brother. You know what I'm saying? I like I said, I love this draft, man, but he's got a long, extensive history of fucking up. He even admits it in his press conference, you know, that as long as I've been doing this, you know, you would think I would have, you know, the ability to, you know, be more keen to other positions other than DBs. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to throw the man under the bus or nothing like that, because, you know, like I said, fans can say what they want. Rick Smith slam dunked the fuck out of this draft. You know what I'm saying? You got Deshaun Watson in the first round, Zach Cunningham in the second, Deontay Foreman, Julian Davenport, motherfucking that Watkins guy from Texas. I mean, not Texas, from Clemson. And then you back doing guy Kyle Fuller from Baylor. Yeah. That, and as much as we want, like I said, as much as we want to give Rick Smith credit for all this, I personally think this was all Bill O'Brien. I personally feel like this was all Bill O'Brien, and all Rick did was just sign off on it and say, all right, I'll make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, look at what the Texans normally do, and look at this draft. We got a quarterback, a linebacker that can cover not only in space, but he can cover, you know, tight ends and running backs. You know what I'm saying? Then you go and get a physical running back in the third round. You address one of the tackle issues, mainly the right side. You know what I'm saying, with your first fourth round pick, and then you go and get a defensive lineman that had 10 sacks, I might add. You know what I'm saying? Watkins had 10 sacks last year at Clemson. You know, and that, like Bill O'Brien said, you know, that gives us some juice at the position, but coming up on 15, so I want this video to be uploaded. So as per usual, like, sub, and peace. And as always, go Texans.